Hey folks, impromptu. Make sure everything is working.
Gotta have my bot going, because you never know when he's gonna show up.
All right, I got everything. Look, y'all see the title. You see the title. Now, um, myself and a lot of other people have talked about this drone stuff. And I got a just a simple 2-word email from a big YouTuber on my on that last premiere video I did. It just said great work. And coming from somebody with over 1 million subs, I'll take it. I'm surprised somebody that big watching my pitly ass. Maybe I don't know, maybe I showed up in the sidebar how you do on desktops and click on it. I find a lot of stuff like that. Anyway, this drone stuff. I'm an older guy. I'm an old guy. I consider myself an old guy. And there was a plane that was built in secrecy. I was active duty then. That was built in secrecy and called the F-117 Nighthawk. Now, okay, we used to stealth technology now. We see stuff, yeah, okay, whatever, blah, blah, skippity, blah. But you have to remember at the time when this thing went into development and came out, this was you got to admit, even for today, you look at it and if you like, how they must have just finished doing the in flight refueling, you can see the spray because it ain't in the nose like some planes. It's right there at that hatch there. So maybe the tanker, that's probably where the picture came from, the tanker, after they retracted the arm. I don't know if there's one on here showing one getting refueled, because there it is. There's one, because you like, what the hell is he talking about? That little trap door, and that's how they fuel the mid-air refueling. And those are stabilizers on there because the wind, the buffeting, and all that other good stuff. I can imagine how difficult that is but practice makes perfect, right? So just giving you an idea so you know what I'm talking about aircraft wise, okay? Now, it was a TV show because you had History Channel, you had Discovery Channel, Science Channel, because back then I actually would watch TV, but that's the type of stuff that I watched. And they done a thing, I can't remember, it was one of them, History, Science. I doubt if it was History because it wasn't History then. It was, common. So it was probably Discovery or Science Channel. And this thing was a sight to behold at the time. I remember, I think W was out there at the Air Force Base, and he's talking and blah, blah, blah. And the hangars behind him, of course, and whatnot. In broad daylight, people out there, media, cameras, all kind of stuff, right? And here it comes rolling out of the shadow, out of the hangar, out into where the people can see it and whatnot. People all over the place, because remember, what, no Facebook, you ain't have none of that crap. TikTok, Tic Tac, that's a breath mint, and none of that other crap. And people was like, that's what we saw. Because here's the thing, years prior to that reveal, out in Nevada where they were testing this thing, Nevada, in the airs of New Mexico, the eastern part of California, Wyoming, phone calls flooding into their sheriff's department. And we ain't talking, Bubba and Earl laying in a ditch, you know what I mean, after they had too much to drink, laying behind a single wide. We're talking normal, regular people. Police officers was like, I know what I saw. I know what I saw. And we just see this big giant triangle, and it's flying, it's black and it's dark, and it has, it wasn't like making a like noise and whatnot. We like, what the hell is that? And the calls were just flooding in over the years. Over the years, the calls were flooding in. Like I said, because when you looking at this thing from the bottom, it looks like a triangle, and you got the little lights, to blink and whatnot, and it wasn't, I guess, they wasn't driving very fast, or flying very fast, because even though this thing is labeled the F-117 Nighthawk, F stands for fighter, in reality, it's a bomber, because it doesn't have any armament. It doesn't have a machine gun. It doesn't have anything to defend itself or attack with. It just drops bombs. So even though it's a fighter, it's a bomber labeled as a bomber, but fighter pilots pilot them. I'm just giving some perfunctory here. And the story was that no self-respecting fighter pilot was going to leave the Eagle program or whatever the hell to fly this. So they changed the nomenclature from a B-117, which is for bomber, to a F-117. And I can tell y'all this, in the Gulf War, this thing worked like a charm. Now, granted, one of them got shot down in Kosovo. They don't even know how, because it's like, even they admitted, we don't know. We think it was just some freak thing. They just shot and happened to, luck was on their side and hit it. But so they lost one in Kosovo. And that's the Bosnia-Herzegovina thing. My best friend in the world, Dwayne Hayes, was over there. He was a observer. Yeah. And the horror stories he tell me from that place. But yeah, but they worked. Because like I say, on radar, they can't see it. But back to the original thing. Years of people calling in to everybody and their mama, mainly 911 Sheriff's Department. It's this thing, and it's following me over the road, and it's not making noise. And then people taking pictures at nighttime, taking pictures. And you looking at it, you like, okay, this got to be a hoax. A flying triangle. Ain't no damn, but the triangles don't fly. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. So that put all that to bed. Like I said, because no one knew. Well, can't say no one knew. The government knew, because it's their program. They knew, but the government, I don't know what you're talking about. FAA, we don't know what you're talking about. This, that, and other. Now, of course, Sheriff's Department, they don't know. They just going by, they just listen, FAA said they don't know anything about it. And like I said, and they were telling the truth. But the government knew. The pilots knew. And y'all know what facility is out there in Nevada, the infamous Groom Lake and Area 51. The place that don't exist, even though that's where the plane came from. So for years and years, the government told you, we don't know nothing, this, that, and other, this. And they did know. It was at their hand. I'm thinking, now, of course, I can't prove it, but I'm thinking that's where we're at with this drone deal. So, but what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? I can't prove anything. And we know about, some of them designed for gas leaks and got sensors on them to seek nuclear material talked about that already. I'm not going to go, through all that again, but that was a thing. That was that's the thing that they is talking about. But I mean, we know somebody knows. Somebody knows. And when we're talking and when they're saying drone, now you have, say, this type of drone. This ain't what they flying. This just the one of the little ones that I use at these accident scenes, and we got tractor trailers turned over and cargo everywhere and car and whatnot, and I use that because it helps. I say help the insurance company, but let's keep it a buck. They pay me for the video, and I charge they asses too. I don't like them. I know necessary evil. I get it. But evil necessary or necessary evil? Which one came first, the chicken or the egg? But anyway, I know when people, because drones to me, from being in the military perspective, the drone, the Predator drone was that. The Q1 was the original drone. And then I remember I'm saying, man, look, it's for reconnaissance, very fuel efficient, very high ceiling, excellent cameras, very, very quiet. It doesn't have it doesn't have, now the Q20 has a jet, but the Q1 and the Q9 are props. They're very quiet. I'm telling you, from being in theater, and number one, is so freaking high. They can fly low, but they without going into, they do what they're designed to do. And I was like, dang, what if they find a way to put a gun or a bomb or something on it? And lo and behold, they put tomahawks and bombs on them, so you be getting bombed or have a hellfire coming through your dang kitchen window and you never heard it coming. But because, like I say, they're not high speed, just like the F-117 Nighthawk. Fun fact, it doesn't have an afterburner. It's not a supersonic plane, because they like that'll ruin the stealth part. Because when you're flying supersonic, you have the sonic boom. So, okay, radar don't see anything, but then you hear a sonic boom and what the hell? The enemy, of course. But I'm like, okay, well, how about this? The only even planes that fly faster than Mach 1, the pilot actually have to do it. So, I mean, like, look, this thing, we're going to give it some burner and whatnot and all this other stuff, give it some speed. But when you're in operational mode, you know what I'm saying? You're flying, subsonic, you're not supersonic and whatnot. And the supersonic is in case you got to get away. That an enemy jet actually makes physical eye contact with you while they're on patrol. Now you ain't got the speed to get away. You don't have a machine gun and you don't have any air-to-air ordnance. But the reason for that, they figure these planes will be operating in a path where the regular fighters then cleared an alley for them. Or we done plotted out an alley for them to get around anti-aircraft and this, that, and other. Yeah, but I say, but that's all good and fine unless a fighter patrol actually makes visual contact with you. Then you in a world of crap, because you're not gonna outrun a MiG fill in the blank. You're not gonna outrun a SU fill in the blank. You're not. The plane isn't designed for high speed. It's designed for stealth. And it done what it done very well. But anyway, back to these, that's what they do. And that was something else. When they were in development, people was making funk, man, what the hell? Man, we seen this weird thing. It's like a little plane, but it's, because they're like their wingspan is like 60 some odd feet long. They're like 36 some odd feet long, and they're like 12, 13, 12, 13, 14 feet tall. They said, but that's the weirdest looking plane I ever seen. The people that happened to see him when it was under development, it wasn't a plane. That was the Predator drone that they saw. So like I said, this ain't new. Now this is the drone that people are this is the drone that folks are saying that, this type of drone. And we all seen them, the footage in Ukraine, and them dropping grenades, and they done took regular off the shelf drones and figured out, to do all the stuff. And now, of course, the people that make this stuff see a cash crop in death. I mean, but that's just the way that's the way the military industrial complex works around the world. It ain't just right now. There's other countries doing things that y'all think only the United States does. Okay, so this is the drone. See, because I say that this is the drone that type that people saying that they see, not the other type, not the Predator drone type. But because these fly and hover and whatnot like a helicopter and whatnot, but the Predator drone just flies like a plane from a remote location. The guy, he all the way here, and he flying the thing via satellite over the wherever. But he's back here in the States, and or at Bentwaters, because I know that's in England. They were over there. They were controlling out of Bentwaters for a couple of operations some years ago when the drone program was still relatively young. But I just wanted to throw that in. Do I think, look, there's no way that what makes me believe that it's from us or somebody that the United States know, because the United States ain't trying to shoot them down. They just saying we don't know. What do you? Well, we'll let you know when we find. Nah. Governor's mad, mayor's mad because they phones is ringing off the hook. One governor even, it wasn't New Jersey. I can't remember which governor it was. He even said himself, "I saw it myself." They ain't tripping. I'm looking at it. People, oh, that's a commercial plane. Commercial planes fly a lot faster than drones. Commercial planes ain't flying overhead at 60 miles an hour. If you've ever been on a plane, you know how fast a plane have to go to stay in flight. I mean, it's not a glider. Okay, if the power die, yeah, but gravity gonna take over and that big sumbitch coming down. You're not gonna glide and hover and hang and all this other stuff for freaking hours. The government ain't shot none down, and the government said if you shoot it down, that's a federal offense. It's on the books with the FAA. I still say we need a guinea pig out there. Know how to find out who owns them? Shoot one down. Then we see who coming to get you. Then we'll know. Because the the glowies ain't coming to get you for shooting one down. And it says, and it has Iranian symbols or Chinese, you know what I'm saying? Or, it says Das Vidanya on it or something like that. They ain't that. No, you'll be the hero. If the feds coming to get you and rush you off, they done threw you in that blacked out Sprinter van, and they got a black Suburban in front and a black Suburban in back, then we know whose drones they are. Notice they flying over places that aren't heavily armed, or they don't have the firearm freedom like these others. Like, no, they ain't flying over Tennessee. Now, granted, you know, if they super, super, super high flying, you ain't gonna get a hit. But the ones where you see the videos and pictures where they just flying, just nap, what we call nap. That, you know, they're right over the trees or right over the terrain. You don't see that because you flying over Tennessee, Kentucky, Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana. Georgia ain't as rough as they used to be. Georgia ain't as red as they used to be. Y'all got a lot. Hell, y'all got the rainbow foo-foo capital of the East over there and shit in Atlanta. Chicks got to pay dudes to take them out because y'all all fruity boys. That's some crazy. I can't even wrap my head around that. But, you know, Alabama, you know, Mississippi. They ain't flying over them states. They ain't flying over Texas. Y'all better keep it high because I don't give a damn about no damn government. This my ranch. This my ranch. You said, did he say wrench? No, he said ranch. You sure? Yeah, trust me. I speak Texan. He said ranch. R-A-N-C-H. What sounded like wrench. He from East Texas. Leave him alone. Leave him alone. He's special. I love East Texas. That's all I got, folks. Look, when they say we don't know what they are, but no one's in danger. They know. They know. That's all I got. Y'all be good and be safe. Leave your comments below. Tell me what you got. Bye. Oh, I got to set up I bet you I ain't got it on fade. Nope, I just got it on pop. I just set this one up on this screen. Got Anakin back there talking to what do they call them? Ewoks? The drive, you know, the junk men of the galaxy. Let me see. High transition, fade time. You gotta love OBS. Fade time. Yeah, there we go. Let's try it now. There we go. More like it. Y'all be good and be safe. Bye.